Hello and welcome to my very first anime character tutorial series. In this set of 3 videos, I'm going to show you guys how to completely make your own anime character from scratch. That includes the clothing and the hair. We go ahead and do that completely on camera. And at the end, we export the entire thing to Roblox, and I give a few couple tips to actually make the model look somewhat decent in Roblox, so that by the end you can have something representable like this. Using this workflow, you will be able to create any anime character you want for basically any game. But in terms of detail, I did kind of more focus on the tower defense end, because a lot of these units are now being used in tower defense games. So we utilize both the 2D and 3D aspect to kind of bring life to this character. I am looking forward to see what you guys will be able to create after this. Hopefully this set of tutorials is going to be helpful, and best of luck. Alrighty, so for the first step, which goes for any model, we are going to be gathering ourselves references. I have like 2-3 pictures. You are more than free to pick up your own. But I'm going to be making this outfit right over here, and I did pick up a couple references that give us like different fold variations and different views. It does have different colors on each picture. Each picture does seem to have its own different color variation, so we're going to figure that out later. But I think we got good look at everything: the socks, the pants, the entire build area. I do have another picture for the back view, and then this one right here for the rope. We got a nice front view reference. This is a different shirt, we're not going to be making that one. But we can see the folds on this entire, I don't even know what you call this thing, half looking robe. But yeah, once you guys have these, I will be attaching all of these ones I'm using in the Discord server if you guys do want to pick these up. But you're more than free to go ahead and use your own off of Google. Alrighty, once we have our references ready to go, we can hop into Blender. I will be using the R6 rig, which I open sourced a while back. It is a little bit, it's just traced over the normal R6, but the mesh is normal and doesn't have weird shading or stupid faces hanging around. If you guys do want this exact rig right here, I already have it open source in my Discord server. You can get your hands on that. We're gonna go ahead and actually get it out of my normal R6 into the folder, which I'll be making the character in. As you can see, I have a whole lot of random games in here. So we're gonna start with the outfit, and I will try to do the texturing and everything in this video, and I'll save the second part of the video for the hair. And I will try to make it not so hardcore anime style. We'll try and make it a bit more stylized using gradients, maybe soft shadows, because I did show the basic anime style texturing on the Itachi tutorial, which I think a lot of people found helpful. We're going to try to change it up a bit, see what we can do. So I do have one leg and one arm. All you have to do to mirror it over is go ahead to modifiers and hit search for mirror. I am using Blender 4.2. The only difference if you would be using a different Blender would be all these modifiers. You have to put these on. I think the older variation versions let you just give you a full entire pop-up menu. Turn off merge on the legs. This one doesn't really matter. I'll be turning it off for now, just so that I can see what's going on one side. We'll start with the sleeves and the shirt, because that's the most simplest thing to do. So go ahead and hit shade smooth, just shade smooth everything so it looks flat like that. Alt Z to go into X-ray mode. It's this button right here. If it is not bonded, I'm not sure if that's the Blender basic, but I don't know. We're gonna bring it up here. This is where the sleeve is, mark sharp. Hit V, drag your mouse upwards so that we get the sleeve. Scale it up, and that's gonna be the sleeve. There's other two things you could do here. You could just drag the arm up like that, which does get the job done. Or if you want to fill in the faces, I don't think I'm gonna do it like that. Just leave like a loose sleeve. We'll come into the folds in a bit. We're just gonna create the base shape for everything we need. He also does have an armband right over here. It's like a wristband actually. I'm gonna bring the sleeve just a little bit higher, about there. Add in a loop cut. This would be the hand right here. A bit lower, like those two, more sharp. And then we're gonna go to face selection mode. Alt press these faces. It should select the entire row just like that. Make sure you guys go out, Control A, scale, come back into edit mode, Alt E, and holy, I did not mean far back. Get rid of that. Alt E, shoot faces along normals, and just drag your mouse just a little bit. You can hold shift to control a bit better. Just a little bit of thickness or something like that. Works just fine. I'm gonna just turn on a bit. Okay, that is the shirt. It gets tucked in at the bottom half, so don't really have to worry much about that. There is a zipper that goes down the center. We can go ahead and texture that on. I believe you can make two versions, with one with the top neck area closed and one open, but I think majority of the references have it opened, so we can go ahead and make it open as well, kind of like how we did with the Itachi. So we're gonna cut this in half, cut this, add a loop, don't need that half, go ahead and add a mirror modifier. Keep merge and clipping on that one. And then might actually have to use a sub D if you want to form the sleeve around the neck. We'll try not to. Might still come around and have to, but we'll see. Loop here so we get that head shape. Actually, I don't know my Roblox head. There. Wait, yo, where did my where is all this? What the hell? In here, please. Alright. Let's form this right around the head. This entire edge here. And it kind of comes right over here. We'll use the knife tool just to create this cut. GG, slide this down a bit. We have that, we have this, and we'll move this down. Select all these faces and delete X faces. Select all these edges. More sharp. I'm just gonna drag Shift E and drag all the way out. That's gonna give us increased value of 1, just in case if we do decide of using sub D to smoothen this stuff out. I don't think we'll have to though, but just in case. I don't think we need this middle vert right here. We're gonna delete that, like this, and just hit F. And this entire part has to be straight. Fix the back area. Well, over here I'm gonna press G and move on everything except the Z axis. So I'm gonna press Shift Z. Now let us move on every axis except the Z, so we can maintain. I'm gonna select all this. Select Z 0. Okay, it does kind of rotate a bit like that. That's the inside face, so the body would go inside here. Some games kind of wield it to a R6, so you'll see the R6 body inside, but some characters don't even use an R6. So you would have to put in your own body mesh inside, which I might also do. Not really sure if I want to make this yeah, I kind of want to make this a little tighter like this. But this has to be opened up. I don't think we're gonna need a sub D modifier. For optimization purposes, this is perfectly fine. Going to actually, I want to fix this curve right here. I kind of want to balance that. I'll go G as Z and then G on the X. Balance that a bit. Okay, so there's again zipper texture. We'll texture that on. There's an actual zipper mesh. We can go ahead and freestyle that. Import a plane, rotate so it faces you. Bring it out, and then we'll just create like a random looking. Select, go out, Control Scale, Control Shift B, just add a little bevel just like that. I'm gonna scale it in actually. Something like that. Go ahead, select this face, press I for inset faces. I'm gonna select all these faces and bring it all the way down. But here, I should scale that a bit more. something like this. That looks a bit too big. Down, scale it in, and just go ahead and delete that face. And then you can add a solidifier modifier. Scale. If that goes like the scale doesn't work and it ends up like extruding it way too much, because adjust the thickness on this. I think that's good enough for me. I'm gonna bring down the X and just rotate it on the Y so it's like thinking out a bit. Just like that. I do still think a little too big. I'm gonna do it like that. We have something visually there to see. Picturing that on is gonna look too flat. Especially for these tower defense games nowadays, they've been asking for more depth on their characters. And that's why just flat painting on folds doesn't do it anymore. Oh boy. All these tower defense games getting a bit too much, not gonna lie. And then we can go ahead and do the pants. Get my references. So legs are gonna be clipping to the top rope thingy that's there. You could realistically smart bone that. But we're not gonna do that. Because it's most likely going to be for a tower defense game. You have to flatten the bottom of this shoe. I'm going to grab these, bring it on the head, just line it up here, more sharp. This is going to be the bottom of this shoe. This is going to be where the pants end. I think somewhere up here. Like right over here or something like that. And then under this we have the shoe, the socks and all that. So this is shaped straight around the R6 body, so we can't make it any thinner than this. It's gonna look too weird. What we're gonna do with this is gonna press V again to separate, drag upwards. If you drag downwards, it's gonna separate the other way. So press S to scale that up. So we get some pants. And then select that edge, Alt select this edge, F3, and then search bridge edge loops. And that should just fill in those pieces for you. That entire edge loop. Okay, and then we got a bit of the sock that comes down to here, and then we got the sandal part. I know I didn't mess this up on my Itachi character. But basically the shoe itself has its own thickness, like about this much. Then we got the foot, got the sandal. Then we got back of the heel that's also exposed. We're gonna add a loop cut, bring it down here, and add another Control B just to bevel. Okay, and then we can go ahead and start extruding the front of the foot. Just a little bit, not too much. Gonna mark sharp these. Here sharp from these. Let's save before Dreamcast keys crashes on me. Okay, select these and bring it down so it has a bit of a slope. Like all this, mark sharp that as well because that's where the sandal is. I'm gonna Alt and press on the entire sandal. This entire loop on the sandal. I'm just trying to see how I'm gonna do the sock. So I want to attach it to the sandal. Is it's kind of tucked in. You have the main sandal and then you have the socks. Then you have the foot here. So I'm probably just gonna texture that sock on. I'm gonna go select this entire bottom face of the sandal, Alt E along normals, just a little bit of thickness. So you can differentiate. And then you're gonna select these and these. Be on the X. Oh wait, select this as well. I'm gonna add one cut down the center. Like these corners be on the X as well. So that we get a more round looking shape. Realistically would add another one here. Be on the Z. Also that we added that shape right over there. Okay, the rest would all be textured on, so you don't really have to worry about that. You can texture another strap on this as well. I don't think I'll be more sharpening that. Again, most of these characters I've been doing and other games have been commissioning for is just for I believe fire defense games. So optimization does kind of something they look for quite a bit. We're gonna go ahead and add a loop here, a loop up there. Now it's completely up to you on how you want to do these folds. But what we're gonna do up here, even this is not gonna show, but the legs are going to clip through it. And add another loop here, select all these edges, GG to slide that up, all merge by distance. Select these faces over here and more, actually I'm gonna do it the other way around. Like the bottom ones, more sharp, up ones, S to scale and just bring it down. And I'll give you this look right here. And also mark sharp this. Same thing on the back side, mark sharp. Now you kind of have this fold. You can go ahead and select, I just let it bring it out of it. Now you can adjust where you want this to go to. Generally, you kind of have folds from here going downwards actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and change angle on this. So like these. And just angle it so it's sloping downwards. Gonna do the same thing. Up here, I'm gonna take these, GG slide upwards, GG upwards. Add a loop here, take these, slide this, also slide this, all merge by distance. Same thing here. Actually, I might add another loop in the center here. So like these two, J and J. Now here is a couple things we could do. So mark sharp. You could either move these in. I'll give you like a little fold in here, which is probably what we're gonna do. You could have moved one of the other ones outwards, but I think this one matches better. Scale X also moves in this way. Just so that, you know, we get some more depth on our actual clothing. I'm not gonna worry too much about adding details here. Again, this one fold is fine. I just want to add some more variants over here. I'm gonna select this and get out a bit. Same thing like this face, just because we have it. We can give it some more depth when you're looking at it this way. And that is fine. I still do think we can actually add depth to the actual sock part, which is, I believe that's socks. There's another strap in the front. It's gonna look weird as just a mesh right now, but once we texture it's gonna actually look perfectly fine, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Or actually, I don't think. Okay, I just spent a few minutes studying the reference and we are going to add some depth to this. I'm just going to select these faces around here, this entire loop, plus the socks that would be going into the sandal here. Alt E, extrude faces, something like, not too much so it doesn't go over the sandals, we just need some depth. Select all these and we're just going to hit mark sharp on this. Alright, sharp. Right here as well. We're gonna have to fix the shape in a second. There are some faces that we just do not need, like the inside face of this sock down here. Don't need that. Delete that. Delete the inside face of this one as well. Make sure you don't accidentally delete that one. We're keeping that one. Don't want the one on this. Same thing for the faces up here. Not that edge. I'm just alt missing. Just gotta. This one right. Holy, can I please select the edge going the other way? Actually, is there no edge? Is that it? Why? No, this face right here. Faces, delete them. Don't need that. Now we're just gonna have this edge and it's gonna be empty on the inside. Just have it going up just like that. And then it does have a little bit of a bevel, so I'm gonna select this all the way until here on Z. Just like that. I'm gonna select this and also shape it upwards a bit. pick it up so that we have a bit of a curvature. Same thing for the heel. Now I actually have to move this entire face to the y-axis. I'm gonna select this much. Topology doesn't really matter as much here. So like this, on the Z, so we have a little bit of a decent shape. I think that is it. The one for the strap on that goes around the foot, we could actually go ahead and manually. And I'm just thinking it's gonna look so weird on Roblox foot. So I have been hesitant on doing this. Let's just do it like this and this. I'm gonna try my card. If it doesn't look good, then we could just, when we're texturing, we can go ahead and, actually not if we screwed it though. Well, let me know how you guys would have done this. Personally, yeah, let's not do that one. We could texture this front one on. Just, whoa. Let's get rid of the sharp. Here, sharp and dissolve. The rest we'll keep. Okay, we got the socks, got the pants. You guys again are more than free to go ahead and play with overall shape on the pants you guys got. I do kind of want this right over here to be scaled on the X, so that we get some more thickness from the side view. It doesn't look so flat. We got some bumps because it's a flat shaded model, right? Even though in games, most of like 99% of the tower defense games don't support flat shade. I'm gonna scale this up so it kind of looks like it's puffed up and then it goes down into here. Scale this on the head. There is a more cool style of fold you could have done here. If we had a sub-D modifier, we could have done something else. But I do plan on making another tutorial in the future of just doing different fold styles. You guys are more than free to choose what style of fold you would like to do then. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm gonna keep it simple. We'll make it a little bit baggy from that view, probably just a little bit here as well. So like X, so we have a little bit of a rounder, smooth shape. Side view is fine. We have these bumps. That looks perfectly fine. Sleeve is pretty much done. The shirt, I'm just thinking. I think this is looking a little too simple. But honestly, I think that's pretty much fine. For the fold on this one is a little bit more custom unique. When I add 3 cuts, actually we could just do 1 cut here. Second cut, add a cut over like here, select all these and all this beyond that, all merge by distance, and then I'm gonna make this one go over this one. So I'm gonna select these, like sharp, select this right here, and we select on both sides. So select on the X, G on the Y. So now we have this mesh kind of going over. I don't want to overdo it though, but like something like this, just so that we have some bit of thickness on the sleeve. I also do not think I said it was something that was rotated. I don't remember what it was. I think it was this actually. I'm gonna rotate it just a bit, or that was a bit too much. Yeah, so more slanted on the outside, less slanted on the inside. If we turn on our mirror mesh, you don't have merge or clipping any of that on. You can see we get this nice little slope from the side view. And it's starting to look a little too baggy, but we'll see how that turns out once we add the half rope thing. Another thing you could do is just select here and just distort the shape a bit. You could make this entire thing a whole lot roundy, but we do not need to do that really. I'm gonna add another one here, like these two G on the head, or G on everything but the Z actually, to give it a more round, puffy look. Same thing here. Since we are actually mirroring everything on the sleeve, we could add a loop cut down here. Delete everything on this side. And turn on the mirror for this side as well. So whatever texture we add on this side will also take place on this side. Now this doesn't always work for models. Most of the time you won't be able to do this because of the model doesn't always, like sometimes you have, like if it was actually I might not even, just because back anatomy on the arm you would do like an elbow here and a bicep at the front. But from the references there is actually no hardcore looking bicep or anything, it's just shadows. So doing something like that would not always work. Also, I'm not capable of spoon feeding you guys a tutorial for every single character, so like after this you guys have to use the knowledge and apply it to your own models. Every single anime character follows this exact same workflow. It's nothing crazy. I'm gonna have to raise these as well. This entire inside shape is going to be shadowed. We'll probably do it here too. Select this and select this. Scale on whatever axis, scale on the X, so that we have that beveled look. Okay, now for the main part, which is that belt thingy around. I will be using a subdue modifier and a... Actually, we can use a cube. Already, like, let us wrap it around them. And remove this mirror so I can scale on the Y. It was about this high. We also didn't do the folds on the shirt yet. Scale on the Z. I mean, scale on everything. Leave those inside faces. Delete this face as well. I select it. Delete faces. Control A scale. Save real quick. Control S. Control Alt press in edge mode. Control Alt press. That should give us all the edges here. Control B is a small bevel, something like that. Control 1 should give us subdue modifier. We could mirror this, but I'm seeing that it's not mirrored. It is actually the right goes over the left. So shade smooth. Just to fix the clipping issue, I'm just gonna scale this up as well. Scale on the Y actually. Okay, so the belt or the rope wraps right over here. And this kind of scales out. Gonna Shift E that. Shift E basically again does this. Increase. Add a cut down here. Bring this over here because this is where it connects. Press V to separate. So we have one coming out this way, one coming out this way. I'm gonna select these and bring them back down a bit so that we get that sloped look. I'm gonna press all of the entire edge. Alt press these. Shift E again, increase. That will give us this belt look. The rope will cover a good amount. I'm gonna scale that in just a bit. And for the bottom, it does also separate. Actually has a very unique separation. Whoops, I think I had my mic turned off for a second, but you guys should have been able to follow around. I basically just separated, added that stuff, added this edge. You guys can watch the video. My mic muted for it. Just looking for that front view reference I had. Okay, yeah, so this reference is completely different. This goes, the entire flow kind of change completely to this. Just gonna add another edge here. Add another edge here, bring it down. Back is completely fine. It was always gonna stay like this. What we could do is actually add a loop and just bring it down on the Z a bit. That kind of has a little bit of weight. I'm gonna actually go side view, select this entire face or that loop of faces. Proportional editing and scale on the X. You can scroll your mouse wheel for this. Just wanted some thickness on the side. Give me all of this. Same thing, scale. Okay, now we got our thickness. This has to kind of disappear under the rope. I'm just gonna slide this up here. We're gonna have to add in more loops. Once you have this basic shape. Oh, it's not looking so basic anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and add another loop in here. Scale on everything. I scale on only Z. That's what I pressed, right? No, scale on everything but the Z. So scale shift Z. That'll give us the thickness around this. I'm gonna go ahead and select this mark sharp. We'll probably have to do the rope and then come back to this so we can shape it a bit better. It's gonna be tucked in, it's not really going to show. Something like that. This is supposed to go a lot higher, so I'm gonna do another edge in here and just basically level that bit over here. Select this and this, shift E, shift E. Rope would cover this entire bit. We do need to open this up. Believe something like that is fine. We could actually give it all leeway. Hold up. Scale on this, everything but the Z. On X. Same thing here. Move this down. This is supposed to be really tight around the torso, but we can take these and start moving them out to give it some. Okay, once we have that, now for the rope, there's a couple different things you could do. You could add just shape a cylinder on the entire body and then go ahead and add loop cuts, scale some of them in, scale some of them out. But we're gonna use a bit more of a simpler method, and more of like I would say a procedural method where you can just take one segment and use that segment on a curve and shape that around. So we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so this method is really simple. You just gotta keep an eye on how I do the modifiers. We're gonna go ahead and import a cylinder. I just hid the model for the time being so we can focus on this. Make sure the cylinder has maximum 8 just because there's a lot of segments to this. You could do 6 if you want to be really optimized. I'm going to use 8 for the time being. Shade smooth, delete the bottom and top faces. Gonna go ahead and scale it down. Okay, add a loop in the center, scale that up. And that's it. This is going to be one segment. You guys are more than 50, but I am seeing actually some curvature. So I'm going to select this. Rotate by like 20 degrees. Same thing here. Rotate by 20. And this will be just one belt segment. It will look a lot better if you can go ahead and add bevels, look a lot more smoother. And we could even do a high poly to low poly bake on this if we were not doing anime shade. But for the sake of anime shade, this is all we need. We just need something there so it looks like we actually have some depth. Now we're gonna go ahead into curve, add in a path. Could use anything else. We're gonna use a path simpler. Now we have this entire line over here. On this actual mesh, we're gonna press Ctrl A, all transforms. Go ahead and add a array modifier. Go ahead and actually rotate this mesh, or rotate on the Y by 90 degrees so it's facing this way. The same way as this is facing. And then Z, I think 1, 0. Add in a curve modifier, attach this curve. Alright, and that's basically it. Now we can go ahead and fix the gap here. Just bring them closer. Make sure. Actually, is there a way to like? Why didn't it automatically? It's when you want to actually be precise with it, just because once we actually apply the modifier, we want to be able to merge by distance. 4, 5. There we go. What was the value I need? Because once you merge by distance, it should automatically merge all those for them. I'm gonna test that real quick. Oh, merge by distance. Yep, there we go. And okay, so now we have this. We can go ahead and increase the amount. And that. We'll go ahead and now fix the shape and it's the actual main part. This is going to be the part that's facing the front. If you guys do want to go ahead and change the amount of what's it called, the curvature on it, you guys can. I'm going to fix the curvature on this as well. Well, this is basically how one segment is going to look. And all these, once we were just going to be able to texture one of these. We're going to be able to texture one, and it will completely carry on the texture to the rest. And that's something we have to figure out on how much of that we actually want to carry out. Because just by texturing one segment, because they will all share the same UVs, the shading and the texturing will carry on to every other segment. So that makes it easier for adding the black lines on it. Not exactly sure if that's going to be what we want for the shading on the overall shape, because I'm seeing a lot of shading variation on the reference, so we might have to separate sometime later on. But for now, this is exactly what we need. Now if we go and press on the curve, curve is in here. I actually want to make sure. Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm going to edit mode on the curve, and now you can just move the curve and it'll shape around that entire thing for us. Now we can go ahead and bring that model back. You guys probably still have yours. I'm gonna fix the rotation on this. RY, RZ 90, RY 90. We have this side facing the front. Bring it around him. Not sure if this is too thick. You could go ahead and scale it down. I might do. I think that was fine. Okay, now you can just press on the curve. And begin. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to just form the shape first. Select between these two, subdivide. I don't know, I think the option that lets you select thing does better. Fit curve instead of line to curve, amount of custom count. I'm gonna do one more. One less actually. Go back onto the curve. Subdivide this, bring that closer. Bring this closer. I should bring it all the way down here. It's here. Do we need to add one more? I think we. Oh, never mind. So why is it so capped out? What the hell? Oh, something like that. This as well is spaced out. G on the X, bring it closer. Bring this closer. Have it like wrap them around white. And then we can lower the amount. Just add one more. Wanna nice, select curve please. Alright. Just we will have to manually join that later. But that is good enough. Okay, so it's gonna have to come all the way up here. I think we have to duplicate for the second round of straps. Another thing I'm seeing is that this kind of select all of these and curve it up a bit, just move it up. so that we get that curvature. Make sure over here, this is the only thing we have to be careful about. Make sure they're kind of lined. And manually join that stuff together later. Let me know how you would have done this. This is the only thing that's coming to my mind right now. Duplicate and just move it down for that second row. Now you can really see like what needs adjustment and what needs to be changed. All right. We're gonna add some more folds to the actual main mesh over here later, but I just want to get that base shape down. All right. Now we're gonna just go ahead and duplicate this one more time. Put that down. I'm gonna create the actually not do this. We can actually keep the entire form, just make it circular. I'm gonna create the bit that's hanging down. See if it goes. So we got two strands that kind of float downwards, and then we got two circles. We can just duplicate once we make one. We're gonna rotate this on. Scale it. Actually, do not scale it down. Not do it. These strands all have to be the same size. Okay, we can actually start forming it with this. It goes into right here on the exhibit. Not gonna lie, this entire thing is looking a little bit weird. Yeah, this is getting annoying. I feel like there's actually a better option to do that. I'm gonna delete one of these. Don't need all that. Need all this either. Lower that. Give me the curve. Not sure if we made it too thick. It's starting to look being thick. Damn, I really can't press that curve. Move that to inside the mesh. Something like that. Then once you have the shape down, make sure you get the shape down right. Once you start duplicating, there's no going back. Really is no going back. So the loop kind of hangs down this way. Curve back up like this. Goes over here. We have some rotation and stuff going, but so yeah, we could make this entire curve look a lot better if you were to spend more time on it. But there's a couple of references I was looking at, and they didn't even bother making the shape. They just used a flat cylinder and hand painted over it. Don't think we're gonna be lowballing that much. Okay, and just duplicate, move on the X, move it over just a slight bit. And we're gonna have to make some adjustments to this one, just move it up a bit. Over here. It's like that. I should remove it. This one goes over here on one. Here. Again, you just basic looking at the reference, making the changes necessary. Okay, now we have a one that just wraps around the entire thing, and then we got two strands that go downwards. I'm gonna duplicate this one for it. Use this to work now. Give me this curve. I'm gonna go ahead and delete. And delete all this too, actually. Just gonna keep it simple for now. Move all this. Bring it down to and get the curve, and it comes out of basically up here. That and extrude it down so we can control stuff now. You could rig this, it will look pretty sick. Okay. This one at the bottom especially has its own custom look. It's kind of broken up and cut up. We'll see how we want to do that. In the texturing part, I personally don't think I'd be able to fit the texturing in this video too. It's going to be like over a 2-hour long tutorial. I might do a little edit to attach a tutorial and make this tutorial in 2 parts as well. Just not expecting it to be this long of a video. Okay, select that again, duplicate, just rotate it and move it on the X. This one was sticking out too much. Just select that, hold this one X. Just like that. And this one, get over that. Make a wave that way. Might actually need. And you're gonna go ahead and change the shape on this however you would like. How long has it been? 45 minutes? I think that's pretty fun for just the modeling part. Again, this is something that usually doesn't come up on every single model. It doesn't really take this long. Feel free to shape this. I'm gonna make it a little bit. Okay. That is that. We have one more strap that just circulates around this. I think it's 1 loop, 2 loops. We'll go ahead and use this curve. Duplicate, rotate on the Z. Oh, what the hell that one? Let's bring it back here. X. And I'm just gonna delete that. Get here, remove. Down. I actually don't need the faces on the inside, so we can go ahead and just delete these. All we need is the curvature. Basically, it goes like this. Wrap all of it together. And I would shift this all over here because we need to fit another one. I'm gonna have to lower the count on this by 2. I think that's fine. Go ahead and like that. Curve this. Get that over. Just rotate it a bit. Kind of do want to prevent or not even have this type of clipping. And as I'm gonna go lower. So we have to go back and press these ones and just shift them over. I'm gonna hide this. I don't know why I have all that out. Makes our life easier. Shift that over just here. I'm gonna select the curve on this. Now we can actually make it look like it's being affected by this mesh. More control over it. I'm gonna shove that in. So there we go. Same thing with this. Curve it out a bit. Make it look like it's actually falling out of this twist or tie over here. Adds more to the realism. Makes the shape look more realistic. Makes it look actually tight. not some random stuff that you spam together. And yeah, I think that's going to be that. I can bring the leg back to see how that looks like. Just like this. And that's pretty fine. Actually, it comes down a bit too much, especially these. This one is fine. This is not. All we have to do is actually lower the count. I would. This doesn't really matter much. Okay, I will bring this actually lower. So like all of these and the one at the back. Bring it down, scale it out. And bring this much higher. Just like that. Scale it up. I could just leave it like that. As for the folds on this, I'm gonna add one loop here. I'm gonna select this to like here, this, Control B, just add one bevel. And how would I do this? I'm gonna add an entire edge here. We'll divide this all the way down there, all merge by distance. GG, just slide that over. Merge this right here on the spot. And then select this, Shift E, mark sharp. Shift E, drag your mouse so it's to increase to 1. And select this, remove, deselect these vert, scale it up, and bring it up here. And there we go. Just so that we have some depth. I'm gonna do the same thing here, but we're gonna move all of this higher so it doesn't look symmetrical to this side. Same thing over here. So like all this, Control B, slide that over, GG, over, merge by distance, actually it's higher. Same thing here. Top one, Shift E, mark sharp, like all this, get rid of these, scale, and bring it up. Okay, just want to make sure the scale is not overly done. We could go ahead and add a cut to the side. I'm gonna optimize all this later, obviously. Bring it out a bit so we have a more curved slope. I'm gonna bring it down. This curve, this fold, look way better like that. Bring it out. Bring it down just a little bit. Now for this, you guys are more than free to add whatever else you want. There's actually a fold I wanted to add in here. We could, I'm probably gonna make this symmetrical. All we need is just one cut down here. Just here. Select this, Shift B, GG, slide this over. We could just triangulate. Mark sharp. This down. X. And actually bring all this way closer. You could make it not symmetrical, but I ain't doing all that. You could go ahead and actually add a little bit of depth over here as well. Here's the thing, I need to actually loop here. I'm gonna take this and slide it over here, all merge by distance, get rid of the triangles. Select all this from the backside as well. I have this entire loop, Control B. Merge these as center, merge these as center. Select the bottom one this time. Mark sharp. These, scale it up, bring it down. And we can actually bring it downwards a bit. This is one way of making folds. The other way would be like this one. So way more smoother look. And I think this is going to be it for the actual modeling part. I might actually not even do the texture in the next one. And I would do the hair. if that's fine. I was trying to do the entire thing in just one video, but I think 1 hour is gonna be the max. I'm gonna push a full tutorial to the one in future videos. So I'll be posting them back to back though. I'll be recording the next part right now and then dropping it the day after I drop this video. So make sure you guys go ahead and watch the hair tutorial, which would be the next part, and then we'll go ahead and texture the entire thing, even though I do have a little tip for the hair, so we don't even have to texture that. We'll probably flat shade it. But make sure you guys stay tuned for the next tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.